Doesn't think you're online, man. It
Yeah,
says
then.
offline.
All right, now it says we are online. All right.
Are we? Are you really?
Well,
Still says offline.
who knows, really?
Oh, now we're there. We go.
Yep, we're online. We are back for 2TV gaming, whatever this is.
Okay. All right. We're going for the world record on Glass Joe. Welcome back to whatever this is. That seems like a good name. I'm Dre, found most places Nerd Numbers, and this is Landon, found here as Rixter. No GT, just Rix. So you're just Rixter there, but you're
It's
Rixter GT.
very confusing. Yeah, this Rickster image I made probably 20 years ago.
So you see this though here? That's a world record. 42 even on Glass Joe. World record.
Wow, I will take your word for it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So he is playing Punch Out, and I am playing Metroid. Don't worry about if that doesn't make sense. That's just what's happening.
Well, so the premise of this kind of basically the reality of this is just two friends hanging out playing video games because we're in the modern era. We can stream it for occasionally have a few of your buddies come in. We've got the recordings. I think I can put these up at Nerd Numbers and maybe in the long run get in the hundreds of people that have watched it, which would be cool. But that's basically the gist of it is two of us playing. Hey, you're not going. What's going on here?
Well, You're right. I was listening to your introduction, which is
Oh, by the way, next
captivating.
I'm going to explain the Metroid, or not the Metroid, the
Okay.
Mega Man series.
Oh yeah. Then we'll start over with the Mega Man
Yeah.
story. Um,
But anyway, so basically we just every other Tuesday we play Nintendo. For a while there, we had a competitive series going on Mega Man where we basically played against each other to see who could get through the Mega Man games. Final score of 1-5. You made it through Mega Man 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The original 6 Mega Man for the Famicom. The only one I took was 2. We did
mhm.
that, and we hadn't quite decided what the next competitive game would be. You're doing Metroid, and I was like, I'm out. I'm like, I have no interest in competing on this, but I do still want to play Nintendo. I could even just watch, if that makes any sense. And I'm just, figure why not side screen, because something I have still yet to do is beat Punch Out on stream. We did compete on Punch Out. Same idea, right? Like I just did far, far better than you did at Punch Out. It's like
Oh
not
yeah.
really a competition and no reason for it. But I didn't beat it on stream. And then now I'm having issues here because I got really good at beating it on my Switch. And it turns out that the Switch code is actually far different than original Nintendo. So like what you're playing on or not, I guess this is watch the Metroid intro screen. You know what I love here? Because we were
uh,
talking before.
mhm.
Um, we looked up the instruction manual of Metroid. And what I'm loving is this is the intro seed to Metroid, which looks nothing like the instruction manual. Like the instruction manual is yellow with a different font. Like I
Well,
just love old school 1980s design of like what's cohesion in design between game, box art, pixel. Why bother having it?
yeah. No, you're right. They are different, and the manual you're looking up, and so that's part of the reason I'm paused here is because we were talking about the instruction manual and the story and things like that, and I do own the Nintendo version of both the yellow version and the original gray version. So the yellow version was made much later. It's like one of the player's choice or whatever they called it,
Oh
release
yeah,
of the
because
game.
when they came back, they did like a second. And when we're talking Punch Out, I think is actually the version I'm playing. Punch Out in version 1 had a license with Mike Tyson, so they released it with Mike Tyson's image and Mike Tyson's sprite. When they re-released it, the license was up. There had been a bunch of issues with Mike Tyson, so they just dropped the license. And so in version 2 of Punch Out, it's just Mr. Dream.
Right. So yeah, like neither version of the manual like has this title screen or this font on it. Um, and I did look through a little bit, and they do appear to be, other than the cover art, they look like they're exactly the same. I haven't looked through too closely to see if there's any other differences.
Did you do like image recognition thing or
Yeah.
something?
but one of the interesting things about Metroid, we were talking a little bit.
Oh, just a sec. Hey, Con, I'm on camera. What's up? Maybe.
One moment.
Okay. All right. Well, got to hear that in the background.
No problem. So one of the interesting things about Metroid is the twist, right? Like on who Samus was, and a lot of these old games, like we were kind of talking, like even through the Mega Man games, like they didn't necessarily have the whole story figured out from game one, which makes sense, right? Because they're just making a game. They don't necessarily know it's going to turn into like this big series, and that's definitely what happened with Metroid. And so the first game, the manual refers to Samus as a he.
A lot.
Yeah, it's just a he, which we now know is Samus is, of course, one of the female characters.
But the manual does and tell you that, like, the time that it takes to defeat Metroid, the game, or Mother Brain rather, your runtime of the game will dictate what the end is, and that's the key. Is that I don't know. Are you going fast enough on your current run such that if you defeat Metroid or defeat Mother Brain, will you? I know it's very confusing. We're going to talk that in a second too, because I want to explain. It'll take 3 or 4 shows to get through it, but I'm going to explain the story of Metroid.
Oh, this should be good.
Gather round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, are you on fast enough pace on your current run to get the super secret ending, which is to reveal that Samus is a female and for whatever reason wants to show up in a bikini to you? 80s were a different time, man.
Not even close. No, because so about me, like I love the Metroid games. I've been playing them a little bit. Metroid, like my neighbor had it back when I was a kid. Didn't really play it. My first game was Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, and I've been hooked ever since. But I've never actually beaten the first Metroid. It's a little less approachable than the other games, and I've just never taken the time to go through it. And so that's kind of what I'm doing now. And so I'm just kind of like stumbling through the game, doing really bad.
Just watching the start screen.
Just watching the start screen, like clock's ticking, nothing's happening. But yeah, no, I will get the worst possible ending if I ever get there. So there's kind of 2 things I wanted to point out. Like I was considering reading the whole Metroid story in the book, but it's like 4 pages, and who has time for that?
I mean, I might, depending on one of 2 things could happen on my end. Either A, I could actually, I'm on pretty good pace. Obviously, I'm pretty good at this game, but part of what, like I said, what knocked me is the Switch controls are different. Like the Switch is just different enough than the emulator. I might have to go check on my kid in a sec. But
Okay.
the Switch is just different enough than like the original that the timing's a little off, and like Mike Tyson is the one character you kind of need a couple of precision moments. So basically the key point is in round 2 you want to get some stars off of him, and you need timing there. And my time, we'll see if I can get there, because my timing was just off. So it's like I learned the timing on the Switch and couldn't do that. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially with such a timing heavy game. Like
But if I manage to get through this quickly, because I get it in 1, or then I might have some time to read, or if I just get frustrated like last week, then maybe I'll read the manual. That'd be fun. All right,
that would be fun.
What stuff do you want to get out of the way before you get going on?
So we were talking about like the Metroid story, and what does Samus and the player know at this point?
There's a lot based on the instruction manual.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. Like they know about Metroids, and so a lot of the stuff that's in this first manual is changed pretty soon after, or even eventually.
I want to hear about this. So what's changed from the first manual?
Well, first of all, Samus isn't a he anymore, and really never was, because like in this game,
what the defense you can give this manual and everything is that this manual also basically said, I think the manual was setting it up, because the manual kind of keeps saying like Samus is a bounty hunter that's shrouded in mystery and no one knows much about them. So
yeah, and that's fine. Like that's good, right? Like
the argument I would make there to your the Samus is a he in the original is, you could make the very outdated, frustrating remark is just using he as the generic pronoun, which, antiquated notion, and they works fine. And anybody that's like they is plural is like whatever. It's like that
Right.
hasn't even been true for the history of they, and
Yeah.
just get over it. But I think they were trying to, do a gotcha because they're like Samus is shrouded in mystery and not much is known about in the book, like saying stuff like not much is known about him. And then you're like, oh, he's a
Yeah.
girl. It's like, yeah, it's like good trick. You went out of your way to fake us out. So that one I could buy just being that story wise, not much is known about Samus in the first one. So from our perspective, that's not a retcon in my opinion. But I'm curious if anything else was retcon.
Yeah, I agree. I think that makes sense. Hi, Mitty. Thanks for joining. We are talking about the story of Metroid and what we know at this point. So far, we are on page 1 of the instruction manual.
More like
And
page like 14 or 15. That's when the story actually gets going. There's like how to take care of
well, no, it's page 3 that the story starts.
Is it page 3 that it starts
Yeah,
on? You
the
sure?
Metroid story. Yeah, in the year 2000 of the history of the cosmos. So
Okay, you are okay. I stand correct, but it was
yeah,
not page 1.
yeah. No,
Actually, that's
I've
interesting.
I've got it right here.
That's interesting. So I actually have it up on my stream if you're watching.
Oh
What's
yeah.
really interesting about Metroid is a lot of old Nintendo manuals, page 1 or 2. Oh, this is abridged. This is the one I'm looking at here. I was reading another one that's like 40 page. Oh no, this is I see. It's a PDF. It's doing 2 pages per.
Oh
So
yeah.
the
Okay.
manual is like 40 some odd pages.
Yep.
That is true, but this is counting each page. All right,
Okay,
never mind.
that makes sense.
So so anyway, technically when you're saying it starts on page 3, okay, you are right. Never mind. I got you. All right.
So yeah, a few things. One, this takes place in the year 2000 in the history of the cosmos, whatever that means. Well, sorry, that's not even true. That's when the Galactic Federation was established, which is actually kind of interesting. I didn't realize that was part of the very first game, like the very first sentence of the very first game. They have the Galactic Federation, and then things happen. Like I said, I'm kind of tempted to read this, but we'll just go on. And then in the year, and they did this as we saw in Mega Man. They did this a lot in the Nintendo games. It is now the year 20x5, whatever that means.
20x5. All right.
Yeah, it's not even like 2000X like Mega Man did. This is 20x5. So we know it ends in a 5. We're not sure what what decade it is though. But anyway, something terrible has happened. Space pirates have attacked deep space research and seized capsule containing an unknown life form that has just been discovered on planet SR388. That part is true, and then they go on, and the Federation.
That part is true.
This
Make
part
sure
that part's
we're
true.
aware.
Believe it or not, that part's true.
Other thing in the made-up Nintendo sci-fi game is false, but this.
Yeah.
all
Well,
true.
so that part they stuck with. Like SR388 really is the Metroid homeworld, and that's where you go in Metroid 2.
Okay.
But in this manual, it says the Federation researchers had named it Metroid, and were bringing it back to Earth when stolen by space pirates. In later games, they changed that so that the Chozo, those bird people who made Samus's suit, named it Metroid, which is supposed to be their word for Ultimate Warrior, like the wrestler.
Who is kind of bird-like. I dig it, yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway, that seems like kind of a strange retcon to me. Like I think it's fine just the scientist saying, "Hey, Metroid, that sounds cool." But also, so like space pirates have stolen the Metroid. They're taking it back to the mother brain.
Oh, good. eBay's gonna tell me about this a bunch now. Because the first image I found of Ultimate Warrior is like a eBay poster, and so now what eBay's gonna do is be like, "Hey,
You want
guess what?
that poster?"
Want a Metroid poster?"
But so anyway, so they, as a last resort, they send a space hunter to go track down Mother Brain.
Isn't it explicitly Bounty Hunter? Or am I wrong? I don't have the manual in front. Or is it Space Hunter?
This line says Space Hunter.
Interesting. All right.
That is interesting. Because I didn't even realize that's what I said as I was reading it. Because, yeah, like, she is known as a bounty hunter in the future.
In the future,
games.
yeah. But that could even just be a translation thing or whatever.
It could be. Yeah, that's why I brought out both manuals that I have, just to see if they've changed anything. But it looks like to be an exact reprinting. But anyway, they do know that the space hunter chosen for this mission is Samus Aran. He is the greatest of all space hunters and has successfully completed numerous missions that everybody thought were impossible. Absolutely impossible. So this is the other part that changed. He is a cyborg. His entire body has been surgically strengthened with robotics, giving him superpowers.
So I think in future you'd make the argument that Samus is just a human with a really good suit, or humanoid with a really good suit.
Yeah.
Not a cyborg.
Exactly, yeah. Like it's...
Although this could be like Rick and Morty style where, she looks very humanoid, but then if you broke it down, maybe, I don't know. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Like I think there was a Samus game that showed up, right?
They're all Samus games. You're all...
Yeah.
We've
Yes,
been over
thank-
this. But
Thank
no,
you.
so yeah, like it's never implied again, as far as I know, that she has any robotic or cybernetic modifications to her body that we know of. It's like entirely her suit.
They do kind of bring up in the manual too that the suit's like special, like the suit like absorbs powers and stuff.
Yeah. One thing, as I was saying, that they don't talk about her being a cyborg or anything like that. They do go a little crazy with all of her DNA, and that gets pretty deep, and I'll save that for later when I understand it better. But she's been biologically modified multiple times, and that happens in some of the games. But yeah, as it is, Metroid 1, she is mysterious bounty hunter with a robot suit.
Okay, time to start.
Alright, now I'm loading my game, because I'm on the emulator here.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing. I was trying to do the trick of get up at 9. If you get up at 9, you get a full recharge and punch out, and I didn't have the time. I've never fallen before against Piston Honda, so I didn't quite have the timing exact. So
Interesting.
Embarrassing. All right.
But anyway, I'm continuing my game. I'm at the very first location.
You look like you're naked with a giant head.
Well, I'm not. Okay, that's my cyborg suit.
Well, okay. Well, is it just a normal suit and you're a like? How are you going on the logic? Are you going on if something is retconned in a future Metroid game that is the truth and applied here, or are we going by what we're told in the instruction manual here applies?
I'm gonna say what was retconned is the truth, and I think we can assume that the instruction manual was written by the Federation, who just doesn't know Samus very well.
Just true. Again, like going with the he, not knowing.
Yeah, because it's a he. They don't understand the suit. They think he is a robot or cybernetically enhanced, and Samus just kind of runs with it because she's fine being a mysterious bounty hunter or space hunter.
Oh yeah. Well, let's do my attempt. What I always fail at is the story, right?
Okay.
The basic story of Metroid, as you're noting, is these space pirates have gotten this alien life, which is a Metroid, which is just super scary. Oh, what the heck.
Has energy absorbing powers.
Yeah, and so they've gotten that, and then the Federation's trying to attack the pirates because this is too dangerous, and they can't. Like the pirates just keep winning, and so they're like, kind of Hail Mary is. They're going. Okay, let's go for a stealth mission. Let's get let's get Samus in there to defeat Mother Brain. At least the logic is right. Like Mother Brain is like the supercomputer AI that controls the space pirates.
Yeah, she's the leader of the space pirates.
So it's okay. So let's go for that because I was reading it multiple ways, right? Like, is Mother Brain an AI that just like controls the ship, or is Mother Brain like the sentient leader?
Yeah, sentient as far as I know. Like, because she is like this gigantic brain, but it is like a biological brain. Probably in this world of cybernetic enhancements, probably part machine. But my understanding is, Mother
If you're
Brain.
going by like Mother Brain and Captain Ed, yeah, just like a giant talking brain.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's the basic story is, going for stealth, and then you can make the argument on as we were kind of observing, right, like Samus is supposed to be this ultimate bounty hunter with all this stuff, and then like starts the game with nothing, and you could maybe go
Right.
for, but you could maybe go for this was a stealth mission, and she kind of went in low, and then possibly even, you know, the quote unquote trip in to the space planet, the space pirates planet. That is a hard sentence. The space pirates planet, like maybe took some damage or whatever.
Yeah, I actually let me check the story again. Let me
Okay.
pause my game. Do they?
This is what the people want. This is what the people have tuned in for. Is
This is what
we're
they
not here
wanna
to
see.
play. We are here to research Metro.
Exclusively from the game manual.
You're like, excuse me, I need to read. You're like, actually, I got an encyclopedia, so I'm going to read that real quick.
So, even the space pirates fear his spacesuit, which can absorb enemies' power, but his true form is shrouded in mystery. The planet Zebes is a natural fortress. Its sides are covered with a special kind of stone, and its interior is a complicated maze.
Okay.
Yeah, Samus now succeeded in penetrating. That's a nice
Does it say
typo.
Z?
Penetrating Zebes. But time is running out. Will he be able to destroy the Metroid and save the galaxy? And I do like how they talk about.
Let me ask you a question in terms of timeline when this came out, as to like who ripped off who. Obviously, this sounds very familiar to the premise of the Alien franchise.
Yes. This ripped off Alien. And by ripped off, it was inspired by. Which is why the main antagonist for the Metroid series is Ridley. As in Ridley Scott.
Wait, what? Oh, the antagonist?
Yeah, one of the enemies in this game and shows up in most other Metroid games is Ridley.
All right.
But yeah, like that's.
And then
Yeah.
Samus being kind of like a what's Sigourney Weaver's character in Alien called? I've never actually seen that, by the way. Alien
The first Alien?
Aliens. I haven't seen it.
Oh, really?
Not even the Joss Whedon written, poorly done third one.
That surprises me,
I
considering.
don't know. I mean, they just kind of beat. Like, it's one of those. I found an interesting thing, and I've seen this happen to others, myself included. Of like, it's something that's totally in your wheelhouse, but it just misses your timeline. And in fact, I mean, here's a fascinating note on that that's kind of coming up with all this.
Even Mitty is surprised that you haven't.
Well, I mean, we this is a topic we run into a lot on this show, whatever you want to call it, right? Of
Let's call
like
it a show.
the 80s, growing up as a kid of the 80s, and just the accessibility of stuff. And it's possible. As an example, one of my favorite movies is Ewoks: The Battle for Endor, and it's like you might have just had it recorded, or someone bought you a tape, and so you just watched it a lot.
Yeah,
That was weird.
that's totally true.
So it's just like it's possible I just didn't get around to seeing Alien. It was 70s, so like would have been too mature for me when I was younger, and then maybe by the time I was like video store age, I might not have wanted it. And I mean, I remember that was one of the kind of the selling points of the Alien franchise, if I recall, was just the very bleakness of a lot of the arts, right? Like, I think one of the first commercials was just in space, no one can hear you scream, and then it wasn't, it wasn't like a voice that's like exactly what we've been doing here at the Nintendo games, like the in a world,
Right.
Samus is a bounty hunter. It has to, like this instruction manual. That was a funny thing because I did read the instruction manual too. So because again, we should just pull out the instruction manual and read it together. That should be our walkthrough this time, but. But just the instruction manual like gives you the full story. It's like, by the way, in this year these people did this, and then they did this, and I'm surprised the instruction manual doesn't go into like the Galactic Federation set up this set of rules and it took them this many days, and here was the rule book. And here's a printout of it.
And their numbers were.
you're like you're spending a lot of time on this. I'm talking about this, but a lot of old commercials for movies that do that just like say the whole plot. And Alien was intentionally very sparse, and part of it because it was a horror, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really, the whole premise of Alien, if you think about it, is it's very much a Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, but the monster is an evil space alien.
Yep.
And one of the funnier things that I'll say is a very common line on horror is the unseen is more scary, right? You know, the idea being in Jaws, as an example,
Oh no.
they had a really fake looking prosthetic shark. So in a lot of the first cuts, they're like, this movie is going to be terrible because the shark looks so terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Game over already? All right.
Yeah,
but
this is
then,
not going well.
But then eventually what Steven Spielberg did is he did a lot of edits and cuts around the shark. So you see, they spent all this money on this very expensive mechanical shark, who, like Samus, is a cyborg.
Right, yeah. Cyborg shark.
And then in the end, they're just like, you know what's more terrifying is that Donna, and they're not showing it. So Alien and Aliens are two movies that, they're in a very dark, cramped, space unit. They are really terrifying. But then when you see the actual monster, you're like, oh my god, that's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. So the unseen is more terrifying. What I give Alien a lot of credit for is James Cameron definitely goes for the unseen, what's behind the corner on Alien. And then when you see the actual alien, you're like, oh, I was really, my imagination was really creeping me out before you showed it. And then when you showed it to me, oh, now I'm going to have nightmares.
Yeah.
Forever.
It's true.
All right, so anything else on Metroid to go on?
Well, I died again, so I may not be in the right place. And this is the problem I've always had trying to get into this game in the past, is when you die, like, I respawn...
No one hears you scream. Wait.
No one hears me scream on ZBs. Like, look at this. Remember last time I picked up a couple energy tanks so I can have, like, 300 energy? I've got 30. I have 30 health when you start, and when I get hit by something, now I've got 20, and that's just by this little guy. And in general, each of these health things that they drop when you finally kill them only gives you 5. So now I've got like 25, which is even less than I started with, and it's so easy to die once you die the first time. If you're playing it wrong, like I probably am.
Probably. Well, again, I'm very interested in. So, for instance, when there's a cut on Mr. Sandman, there we go.
So I'm not gonna go there yet.
That was weird. It's completely unintentional, but
yeah, I should have. As it was encouraged, as you showed me in the manual, right? Like, I should be making my own map. Because there's no map in the game, and everything looks the same. It's difficult for
that's what
first time player.
I've definitely, when I've done, for instance, like the other game that we might do I show you do something else on the side, kind of thing. If you don't want to compete, is Zelda 2. And Zelda 2 has like a really big map, and a site I've used is I didn't give myself enough time, but is NES Maps.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of I am actually surprised at you just playing the game kind of blind with no, or even, do you at least have, I would assume, the bare kind of what's in the main instruction manual, right?
Well, sort of. I like know the main areas vaguely, but that doesn't help you too much. But yeah, and it was kind of a thing to do with older games. Like, they didn't hold your hand as much, and so you did have to write your own things down. You had to draw your own maps, and that was kind of common.
Really need to get better at learning that timing. But yeah, so I'm curious, like, let's go in the instruction manual that I've got up on my screen now. There's like this map that just gives you kind of the basic.
Mm-hmm.
Is that if we're looking at it, so can I zoom in? Enhance. You have quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, quarter 5. All of those go into the Rocky Zone. The rocky zone apparently in the bottom takes you into the fire zone. The fire zone takes you into this is what you're talking about, Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then you're gonna go back. So corridor 1, you go mini boss Kraid. Then you go up to the right. There are these 3 corridors. What's the whole purpose? Oh, and you can't get. So Metroid is at. It's kind of funny looking at this map. Metroid is actually really close to the start. You just have to unlock a bunch first, right? Because you basically go up to the left and then down to get to Metroid, but you have to wait to get there.
Yeah, and I've already stumbled across that area, and that's one of the unique things about this game, and that was kind of a defining trait of like Metroidvanias is it gives you a map. I mean, that high-level map, but you don't know where you're supposed to go still. Like, there's no direction when you start playing the game. It's not linear. It's not like, oh, I have to go here, now I have to go fight this guy. I mean, there is some of that, like, that you kind of figure out, but it's done through exploration and just kind of playing the game. And then there is kind of like this sequence that the developers at some level at least had in mind, like, oh, we expect them, you're gonna have to go get the bomb to go here, and then you're gonna have to get, the ice beam and go over here. But then it's sort of a challenge that people give themselves when playing these kind of games is sequence breaking, where you instead try to do things out of order from what like the developers intended.
Or I mean, the most famous for this is like Zelda, of being able to get around things. So for instance, in Zelda, what you tend to do a lot of is find, I don't know how to quite describe this, but kind of like corner seams that normally would block you going from rooms, but you can kind of like hack your way through that. And so I know like Ocarina of Time as an example is one where in theory you need to get like the Master Sword to be able to defeat Ganon. And there are ways to like get all the way to Ganon with a stick and defeat him.
Nice. Yeah, so same kind of thing. There's definitely some similarities in Metroid likes and Zelda likes.
Do you know of any popular hacks, etc.? E.g., like, of course we did like zipping with the Mega Man series, which is like the most infamous.
Mm-hmm.
So are there similar things in Metroid to get around, to zip or run through walls, etc.?
There probably are. I don't know of any for the first Metroid. Like I said, I'm really not that familiar. I've never watched a playthrough.
It's still wild to me. You're like, I picked this up to try and beat it. And I'm like, did you do any research? You're like, well, yes, but not anything that would help me beat the game.
Yeah. Did you know that Samus is a cyborg?
Like, yes, okay, what do you do when you get to this room? You're like, shoot things.
Figure it out when we get there. So yeah, now I'm backtracking a little bit, because I don't know if I went through all of here when I had, like, bombs and stuff. So yeah, this is going to be really frustrating for...
Oh, that's so lame. So if you watch
anyone
me,
who knows the game.
I just dodged a really hard attack from him, and the benefit of dodging that really hard attack perfectly is he stays in place and lets you just beat the crap out of him, but he only had 1 life left, so he just fell down. That's a bummer. Okay, sorry, I interrupted you and I forgot what you were going to say.
I don't think I had anything particular to say.
Nothing.
This is the area on the map that's showing, like, where... Like, I think this will take me to, like, Turian, to where, like, the Metroids and Mother Brain are. That's also some kind of funny. In the manual, it talks about, like, they discovered a life form, the Metroid. They stole the Metroid, go find the Metroid. And so, like, then it's supposed to be, like, this reveal, oh, no, it's multiplied, there's multiple Metroids. But in the manual, on the page where they're talking about going and getting the Metroid, it shows, like, 3 of them. So I don't know what the intention there was.
No! If I'd had 5 more seconds, I'd have knocked him down in the second round. Not doing very well this run through, but the only real question is Tyson. And then I will start cheating and using a code straight to Tyson if I don't beat him like the first or second run through. We got some time.
Makes sense.
So interesting. I was going to talk, so I want to talk about me, Landon, because I'm narcissistic.
I would like to
So
hear this.
I'm very happy to hear that you have caught up on the Nerd podcast,
Yes.
produced by Jeff May.
Yeah,
So you're
I
through all
saw
3
that.
episodes. You're through season 1,
Yep.
and I may or may not. So we're actually starting to record season 2 in a couple days, which will be. I don't quite know if the full theme will be Christmas specials. I think it'll be like television specials kind of thing. But we're gonna do the Muppet Family Christmas special.
Okay. Yeah, I did go vote.
What'd you vote for? Did you vote for He-Man or?
I voted for He-Man.
That's nice because like He-Man was way behind. So if you go to jeffmay.com / or if you go to patreon.com / Jeff May, there is one up like Muppet just ran away with it. We're really
Yeah.
hoping to record both. We'll find a way to make that happen. Anyway.
That'd be great. Yeah.
But we're doing Christmas specials, and the last one was we did Mega Man 2, and of course this show itself was great for a lot of research on that, and Mega Man just in general. And I gave a lot of praise of Mega Man 6 in the podcast. And what's ironic is, as kind of noted when we played against each other, I played on the Switch, and I think the Switch. Let's see if we can talk like some computer programming.
Okay.
Where we both, I think one of the first classes we got to know each other in college, we were in CS 200 together, right?
That
But I don't
sounds
think I
right.
ever really talked to you. And I also wasn't a very good student. I think I was in the class, but I never showed up. I don't know how I got a degree, man.
Is that the one where you had to keep like restarting assignments, like the day
What?
before?
Why?
I don't know. I just seem to remember at least
I don't know
once. You're like we'd been working on it for a week, and you're like, oh yeah, gotta do it tomorrow.
What are you talking about?
That's what I remember.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No. Yeah. Anyway, goes along with your not being a very good student at the time. But
So what do you mean kept having to restart assignments? I still don't quite understand what you mean by that.
I don't remember either. I just remember that that there were some assignments that you were trying to finish like in a day when the rest of us did it in like a week. And I don't remember if it's because
Oh, okay, I see. So not restart. No, I mean if you're saying in college I would try and do stuff really fast. Yeah, you're 100% right. Do that all the time. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't remember the details, but I do remember some last minute.
A lot of last minute.
Yeah, a lot of last minute. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, I lost a lot of train of thought there. But we did CS, we did computer, C++. That was one of the first classes I remember getting to know you. And in C++, one of the fun things you can do is you can use a compiler to compile your. I mean, that's the
It's very
premise.
fun,
Like
yeah.
languages like Java and C++, the premise is you write code, then you have something that compiles your code so a machine knows how to read it. And one of the benefits you can do there is you can tell whatever compiles your code from, human to machine, how stringent you want them to listen. Because what's kind of funny about compilers is it is perfectly legal. Oh man. It is perfectly legal for a compiler to just say, oh, I think I can make your code faster doing this, and not understand the nuances. Okay, I said it. Not understand the nuances of your code, and like your code just has a bug in it with like an optimizer. And something that came up in looking over Mega Man in the research is that the original code was almost written too well in some cases in terms of how much work it did. I guess I got to start way over. And as a result, it was pretty slow. And so, like, as the games progressed, it got laggy. And so what was interesting is I could buy that and the person who did this was a place called Displaced Gamers. What they noted was there were places that you could, like, just do simple refactoring of the code or simple re-optimizing of the existing code, and it would run, it would make less register calls. So like in old school coding, a register is like where you store short-term memory, and it's super low level. And so when you're talking a game like Nintendo that is especially, limited on hardware, especially as the years progress and you want to make more complicated games, but you're using the exact same engine or the same like hardware, that becomes really important. There are ways to make probably Metroid too, but make Mega Man run faster. So Mega Man 6 on the Switch runs really crisply. But on the Steam version, which I assume probably just like takes the original Nintendo code, compiles it, and runs it, had a lot of lag. It was a real pain. So I think I was to get all the way back to talking about the podcast, I think I was too favorable to Mega Man 6 for two reasons. That's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you had any comments there. Just like, because I mean, I would argue that the speed that the game, how clean a game runs, that definitely impacts your enjoyment of the game. So me going, that's a fun game. It's like, well, yeah, but if it's super laggy, it's not a fun experience.
Yeah, and that's definitely true. And that was an issue with the Mega Man games throughout. Like you said, they made some changes, and Mega Man 5 ran the best. Like, that was a huge improvement over the previous games. And then I agree, Mega Man 6 was a little bit of a step back there for whatever
3
reason.
and 6 had like lag problems. I think 4 and 5, and Jeff said this on the show, like 4 and 5 were kind of probably the best. One other aspect that I kind of feel silly, that I kind of missed, that I heard someone note, because we were talking about how Mega Man 2 is kind of thought as the best, by a lot. And really, I think the answer to that is Mega Man 2 has this. I think Chris Corlew might have said this in my comments on Twitter. Is Mega Man 2 has the best soundtrack. Soundtrack to Mega Man 2 is amazing.
It does, yeah.
And I mean, the other ones do as well, but then what was funny is you really hated the soundtrack to Mega Man 6, and what I'll say is, I didn't play Mega Man 6 on the original Nintendo, so I wasn't familiar with the soundtrack, and when I played it again, I was playing it on my Switch, as I mentioned, and we're kind of in the era now where if I want to listen to something, I'll probably listen to a podcast or a video on the history of Mega Man. We'll talk about that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't listening to the game, I wasn't listening to the soundtrack as I played it. And so that's like a really astute observation of going, hey, the enjoyment of this game. So I gave Mega Man 6 high praise as almost an engineer. That was a topic that came up on the show now, as well as like looking at games as engineers or storytellers. And looking as this game plays really well and logically makes sense, as in like level design matches the bosses. Mm-hmm. I really liked it, but if you're talking kind of the holistic like art experience, as in, the music is great, etc., it's not laggy to play, I can completely buy Mega Man. So I actually think my judgment to Mega Man 6, if we are grading it on original Nintendo games, was far too nice.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Like we talked about that. Like, for whatever reason, I didn't like 6 nearly as much as most of the others, and part of that was it did a lot of things that I probably would have liked had I played it as a kid. Like, the different suit upgrades were pretty cool, a cool thing to have in a Nintendo game. But it felt like it was trying to do too much and just didn't quite get there.
Well, what's funny, you also noted that as well, and I mean, so this stuff kind of compounds, where if the game's already kind of a slog because of the lag, which I didn't experience because I played on the Switch, but when I played on the Steam version, I was getting, you hear it on the stream, I was getting PO'd too. Mm-hmm. If you then add the suit switching element, which is on there, which it is not organic. That's the problem. And I mean, I've heard there is an upgrade to the Mega Man games where you're able to switch through the suits. Yeah, this is just a tongue tweezer day. Tongue teaser day. Jeez.
Nice.
There is like an upgrade to be able to like hit select to switch through the suits. Got it. But even that, I mean, there are 8 suits and 3 items. So as soon as you get up to 11, being able to switch quickly is not easy. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and you made the argument on 4, where when you get the charge beam, you argue that kind of changed almost the fundamental nature of playing Mega Man, which I'd agree. with the original, with Mega Man's 1 through 3, it is this, you want to kind of run through the level and use the proper items if needed. But as soon as the charge beam both kind of first, the charge beam replaced a lot of the need for a lot of the weapon switching.
Yeah, it really did.
And admittedly, in Mega Man 2, the answer is going through the level, you just want to use the saw blade and then just use the appropriate boss one. So there's that. And then even in Mega Man 3's got the ninja star, which is very similar. Mm-hmm. Do you know that guy's an alien?
Shadow Man?
Shadow Man's apparently an alien.
What? Who says who?
The manuals and Ask Dr. Light. Not making this up.
Really? The manual says he's an alien?
The manual says he's an alien, yep. But I'll throw out here.
Why of all the robot masters is he an alien?
What? There's even more on. Okay, this. So you can see this. I got to give this guy a huge shout out. Okay, Ben Saint, 8-hour video on the lore of every Mega Man game. Just got to give props to that guy. And so I'm still not through that. It's 8 hours.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna have to watch it again because it glossed over some of it. Oh, good.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, yeah, I plan on watching at least through the original Nintendo Mega Man games of that video. But so far, I've only made it through the introduction because it is pretty long.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, Darkman is an alien, just like in the books.
Shadow Man?
Shadow Man, sorry. Thank you. Darkman is a character by Sam Raimi because he wasn't allowed to do the Shadow, ironically enough.
Really?
He wanted to direct the movie The Shadow and didn't get it, so he made his own and did Darkman with Liam Neeson.
Huh.
True story. But yeah, so I mean, Mega Man 4 kind of breaks the world with making the charge beam the most power. You want to use it, and instead of doing the kind of like run through, really almost speed run logic, run through the game, you kind of like charge up your weapon, wait, fire, charge up your weapon, wait, fire.
Yeah, there's a lot of exactly.
So yes, I was too kind to Mega Man 6 in my review with that, but it was a fun episode. So
it was, yeah. That's yeah, and you can put that link in there because that is an enjoyable podcast.
Put the link in the description.
Yeah.
And I did bring this show up in there as well. Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of interesting on like when you talk podcasts and growing brands and all that. Even this, it's kind of like. One, I know the good news is you and I are primarily doing this for fun, and you're kind of letting your friends see what a nerd you are.
Yeah.
Which you are.
Don't tell
them. It's revealed.
No,
but like growing for future and stuff, that's always an interesting question in the house. So we'll see. Something in 2023.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
You're going to get your secret project done by 2023?
I hope so. I'm still hoping it's done in December, sometime during December. But we'll see. See if it ever gets done.
Why wouldn't it ever get? Do you need help? I've asked this before. You need help on it?
Not at the moment. But we'll see. I gotta get it to a certain stage, and then I feel like I'm just going the wrong direction all the time. I can't remember what I was doing last time.
You can look up them. What I'm debating now, if I manage to get through this, because I think you'll be on. So I'm debating going through Castlevania 2, so we can have a legit Metroidvania.
Oh, yeah.
But rest assured, I am not gonna just like do it blind. I'm gonna have like a walkthrough. So did you have like a game? You mentioned this. You said you like first saw it on a Game Boy. Like, did you have a Game Boy in earnest? Because you kind of mentioned for the Nintendo, you kind of like got one late in the game and didn't really have like new games on it.
Yeah, no, I had a Game Boy when it was popular. Like it was not like wasn't one like the first people to have it, but yeah, I got one and I had it a long time. Because for a long time, Game Boy was the only handheld, right? They didn't come out with the Advance for several years. Sorry, there's a question in the chat. I couldn't find why Centaur Man has a dry battery. I don't know. That whole game is confusing.
Wait, Centaur Man has a dry battery?
Yeah, because they have like their
They're little things, yeah.
the stat sheets, yeah, where they're saying like how they're powered. I don't know.
Well, it seems like it would be very important for Centaur Man to have a dry battery since they live in the water. I don't know why they live in the water. Like that was my take on Mega Man 6. Is like Mega Man 6 was one that like held it together in terms of making well-designed levels.
Yeah.
That's what's funny for me versus you is like your note on Mega Man 6 is it's an ugly game. You're probably right. I don't know.
It was. 5 was a much better looking game.
I'm not. You will not be shocked to hear that I'm like not very great at aesthetics. That was a comment. Another graphics professor you and I both had. An observation he made was the internet got a lot better when it went from programmers to like artists,
Actual artists.
because like if you look at like original HTML or we're just like RGB.
No, it's true. Like programmers have notoriously bad art.
Game over again. You can,
all the time.
You can study. This is coming. So like the running theme is like in college I didn't study, and now as an adult I'm like, you can study for stuff. So I'm questioning which of us learned the most in school, because like I'll put this in a mean way, like I didn't study a lot for code, but then that meant I got a lot of practice doing it. Right? So like I just had to do it, and then it's like I go into the real world and I got lots of practice, and it turns out I'm going to be mean. I'm going to throw this gauntlet down to like school. Like a lot of the shit you learn in school is useless. A lot of the stuff that even when we this is what gets sad. When we went through school, I argued the CS degree that we got was a little outdated. And then something I wound up doing kind of at the tail end of grad school and right when I first started going into industry, because I wasn't a great student, that took a little while. So about 8 years after our degree, when I went back, I would argue it was basically the same program, and I'm like, it was outdated when we went through it, and they're doing the same program a decade later with very minor upgrades. So that's my 2 cents. So a lot of what is taught in the traditional like CS major, I would argue, is not stuff you need to worry about. So a classic example you'll hear, like very funny, very common on YouTube and stuff, is like, write this optimal algorithm for solving something. Go in front of a whiteboard and write a n log n solution to sorting a list or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is, if you're working in, say, a development environment with C++, there is going to be because C++ has been around for a long time. They have some communities that are very stringent, and in a good way. This is actually a compliment. Like the C++ and Rust communities, as example, and those are more of the high efficiency languages, have communities around them that keep a lot of stuff maintained really well. And so if you are going to be doing high efficiency, I would say kind of rote problems, there is an existing library to do it.
Yeah. That is true.
And sorry, I stopped talking there because I needed to focus and not get hit in the head.
I'm trying
But
to think if I
and then
just did this or not.
Yeah, so a lot of what is taught as in computer programming classes is useful for passing interviews, but not what you need to learn on the job. And like I said, now I'm getting funny where I'm coming back and going like, yeah, didn't you learn from school that you can just look up the answers and do it? Because that's the thing I hate about school, how much roteness there is of it, right? You take a test and have to memorize it. And I'm like, in the real world, you can just you could open another screen with the walkthrough for Metroid.
No, it's true. Yeah, and I pretty much agree with all that. It is important to understand things, even if you can look them up at a certain point. But
I would really argue that's the key thing, and I think in some cases I'm pretty good at that. Is being able to first off know knowing how to Google as a joke, right? But that is a really true thing, right? Is sometimes in coding, the skill is you might have a very you might have, yep, I would agree, Midi, a lot of degrees are that because they want to get your money.
It's true.
But you might have a very rote thing that you need to do, but knowing how to Google it quickly is very efficient. And then also knowing how to read what finally comes up is really important. So like those two put together, and it's funny, I'll brag about me a little more in school. I remember something that used to happen a lot with me in school is I was kind of a slacker student, but I could say oh my God. See, this is why I shouldn't talk when I'm about to get hit in the head. I could go into say
Solid
office,
advice.
I could go into an office hours with another student, and I could ask a few questions to the professor, and I would when we went in, the other student would kind of look at me, kind of what you were saying earlier, would look at me and be like, "Is this person for real? Do they know what they're talking about?" And then very quickly, I would kind of catch up and know what was going on, and they would be behind. And so the solution to younger me, if I could go back in time, which I can't, is to be like, now imagine if you did that before the assignment, after it. Yeah. Younger me would go like, I know. Yeah. Anyway. Imagine if you started the assignment a week before it was due,
right.
Not the day before it was due. Can you imagine? This is going to go horribly. All right, so how are you doing on the Metroid?
Well, I don't know if I've been here before or not, so that's maybe a good thing. I can't remember where all I went last time. This looks promising.
Yep, down already. I got the timing off for the first one.
I feel like it wouldn't take that much practice with this game to just kind of learn and memorize.
Oh my God, that's lame. I had that dodge entirely. That's a lie.
Maybe somewhere new.
You were a liar, Mike Tyson.
Hey, sometimes games lie. We all know it.
Collision detection, yeah.
Ah, here we go. It's game over now. It's all over now. I got the most powerful upgrade in all of Metroid.
Well, if you don't, you haven't got it yet. You're just rolling around in a ball.
No, I did. I got it. I already got it.
But they're still holding. They're still holding a thing.
That ball respawns. It's
Why?
Chozo magic.
What is going on?
Chozo magic.
Wait, but go back and get it. You lost it.
I already got it. No, I don't need. No, I got the screw attack.
Go back and get the ball.
I've already got it.
It's gone.
All right, we're gonna take another instruction book break. I'm curious if they have all the power-ups in the instructions.
They do actually.
I think
the screw attack is listed there.
Okay, because they did in Metroid 2. I meant to spend more time looking through the manual.
I do between the two of us, we're talking school, and you're like, remember you didn't used to do homework? And then I'm over here chastising him. I'm like, why didn't you do more homework for our bi-weekly stream on video? The screw attack, this super strong, and it's on my screen, by the way, if you look. This super strong power item spins in flight to attack the enemy. Samus's armor flashes during a screw it. This is supposed to be for kids, Landon.
No, this is...
We're going to lose our E rating on the show. We're not going to be able to sell our t-shirts. I blame you.
I'm going to die, but I'm also indestructible now. So this power-up is so awesome, because you can just jump into enemies, and it does way more damage than...
There was that Top Man attack in Mega Man 4 that did that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Top Man's attack, except not lame.
Stupid and doesn't run out immediately.
Yeah, exactly. It never runs out. Yeah, Top Man. We get to hear this alarm sound for the next 20 minutes.
Good. At the round break of this, I'm going to take a quick break and just go check in real quick. And then let's see, we've been going for a little under an hour. That's fine.
Oh no. I've got 1 health. That's as low as my health can get. And still be walking around.
Okay, dang. 5.
Yeah, it's like, hang
You were
on,
like, I predicted your pedantry.
Yeah.
Got in front of it.
I'm in conversation with another programmer. We're off by one matters.
Password.
All right. I didn't die. I just teleported back to the beginning here.
Okay, actually, I mean, this gets into very sci-fi logic, right? Like that's the discussion about the transporter in Star Trek. Is that the belief is does it transport you, or does it make press? Okay, by the way, sorry, I apologize. I should have been more polite. Have you seen the Prestige?
Yes.
And so you know the twist at the end.
Yes, and so do all our viewers now.
Well, we haven't said it, so
We haven't said it. That's a great movie. But
it's got Wolverine and
it's got Wolverine.
Batman. Wolverine versus Batman.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But yeah, well, though what's interesting, I'm a real big fan of Penn and Teller. So Penn is a really famous magician, and he made the note that actually is a really stupid trick, in that there is really only one of two solutions to it, and as a result, it's not a great one for like leaving the audience guessing. And
Really?
What's really funny is I've heard Penn talk a lot about. I keep forgetting to pause at the break. I keep saying I'm going to, and then I don't. But he'll talk about magic tricks and kind of say. He says, "Get hit in the head and die." Okay, so I can actually get up. No, he'll say, the most impressive magic tricks are not the ones that are clever. They're the ones that like you could even know how they're done, but it's just like really hard and takes a lot of work. So
best magic tricks from whose perspective? Like magicians or the audience?
yes,
The
because
same.
he's saying if you ask the audience to like watch a magic trick and the trick is just like a really clever, say like sleight of hand mirror, right? Like, oh, a mirror's this way and that's what does it. Then they'll figure it out and be like, oh, I got it, and then they're done, and then they're not going to want to see the trick again. And I think I'm dead. Okay, I'm gonna take a break after. But then like some magic tricks are like, oh well, it's gonna it requires them being really dexterous and like palming this card really quick and then moving it to getting it into their shoe, and then they have to get it to this other device that is attached to a rope pulley, and it's like you could explain the trick and tell somebody how it's done, and they're like, oh, it's hard, and you could explain the trick to somebody and they would never be able to do it. Like as an example, there was one of the levels on Mega Man that I showed you a zip, which is I was able to just in this level that's moving very slowly send a grappling hook in the air and then skip the whole level, and it's a super easy trick. But you watch some of the speed runs on these games, and it's like, oh, well, the trick is you do this frame precision jump, and then just do this frame precision hit, and then you turn right at the right thing, and you go to this boss, and you, like, spam a button 10 times, and I'm like, okay, I know exactly how you did it, and I know how it worked. You could give me 20 hours, and I wouldn't be able to, like, copy that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the argument for the magic trick. And so in the Prestige, the trick is, there are two tricks, so I'll give away both. Cover your ears if you don't want a 30-year-old Batman versus Wolf. It's got to be up there, right? It's like 20 at least at this point.
It's probably around 20, yeah.
What? I'm about to look it up. 2006. Geez, 16 years. And drive a car. In the Prestige, there are two competing magicians that do an identical trick to each other. The trick is, it looks like a person is teleporting across the stage. The way these tricks are done is in one of three ways. The way Hugh Jackman originally figures out how to do it is he just finds someone who looks a lot alike him. So, just a body double. And again, this is like the Penn and Teller. It's like, well, that's the only way you could conceivably do this trick is with a body double. Christian Bale ups it, and this is just stupid. I hate Christian Bale's character in The Prestige so much, Landon. He's such an idiot. He's a tool. He has a twin brother. And they live each other. They kayfabe. This is wrestling. They live each other's life as one person, so that no one would ever know that there are two of them. And then they do a teleportation trick. And because no one knows that there's an identical twin Bale, It's an amazing trick, but I'm like, they are insane. And in fact, like, that's a running theme in the thing is that one of the twins will do a mistake. So Christian Bale has an accident that inadvertently kills Hugh Jackman's wife. And then later, Christian Bale is having an affair or is seducing Hugh Jackman's assistant to learn information on him or something. And they fall in love, but then she's just like, oh, some days you love me a lot and some days, you know, you're cold. And like the reveal at the end is, oh, it's, you know, because they were pretending to be the same person and didn't even tell her. And I'm like, you're not clever. Or rather, like, I'm like, you did all this work for fucking magic, you loser. Like, that's the end of the movie. Is, and I mean, to be fair, you could argue that's a theme of the movie, is that, you know, the utter obsession for perfection in a craft being destructive to these two men.
Sure.
You're like, yeah, it's a good theme. And you can see that I'm agreeing, but saying it more like nerd.
But you're saying, what I'm hearing is that The Illusionist is better than The Prestige.
That was also a good movie, yeah.
Also a good movie, and because his tricks were more difficult to do, which is why they spent all that time showing him building up his dexterity and hand dexterity and things like that.
So I'm forgetting this. We talked about the teleportation trick with a body double. Where did that actually start? What's the premise of that? Well, I started talking Prestige and saying, had you seen it, and saying it was a spoiler.
Oh, we were just talking about good versus less good magic tricks.
Yeah, and why did we bring up magic tricks?
I don't know.
I don't even remember. All right. Okay, I'm gonna play again, but I'm gonna take a quick break just to make sure everything's okay. Maybe go for another 20 minutes, however far you're going. I would give you the advice of following the instruction manual's book and start making a map.
I did just get a new... Alright, so I am making progress. I did make progress today. I got the screw attack, which is one of the big things I was looking for. The other thing I need is the Various suit. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure where that is. But I got the screw attack. I got another energy tank. So I'm a little easier for me to just get around the world.
Right.
And I... Oh, yeah. Go ahead and...
I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Freeze this guy. And now I will talk to myself. What I'm trying to do here is get over to this red door. When I first came across here, I thought I needed the space jump, but looking through the manual, I don't think that's even in this game. So instead, I need to freeze this guy doesn't want to freeze because I'm hitting the button twice somehow. Yeah. Oh yeah, to my audience, yeah. Not me, what am I talking about? And this is going... Oh, and I killed him because I've got the space jump. That's alright. I can... I mean, not the space jump, I've got the screw attack. But I might be able to do... Okay, for some reason this one didn't die. Alright. More perfect jumps happening here. This is... Ah, no! Luckily, nobody panic. This is a Nintendo game, so they will simply respawn once they go off screen. Oh, and this guy... Wait, they didn't respawn. Alright, I have to move a little further away. Alright, I'm not sure what's in that door. I'm not even sure that's the right place. But I don't think I'm going to be getting any other items that will help me get there any easier than what I have right now.
Indeed, to your audience.
Yes. They are...
Oh, Kiddo is asleep, so that's good.
Nice. Maybe I just can't jump that high. I've got the high jump boots. Alright, I'm gonna wait for this guy. While I'm waiting for him, I'm going to look up his name in the instruction manual.
do that quickly for you if I wasn't fighting Super Macho.
And yes, I see he's about to run into me. I don't care. Does this have the enemies?
Yep.
I know it does in Metroid 2. Okay, yeah, here they are. This guy
Did you even read the book, man?
Yes, I'm gonna say yes.
Right, sure.
This guy is Zila, of course.
Indeed.
Of course. And these other guys flying around that I can freeze are Rippers. And I'm not entirely
What's the one?
sure.
There's one enemy in this game that's like shows up twice, and the second version is just called 2.
Really?
Yeah.
let me check. That doesn't surprise me. Oh yeah, Ripper 2.
Yeah.
Guess these Rippers, yeah. All these things have ridiculous names. Anyway, yeah, that's true.
Oh, come on.
Try coming in here one more time. See, this guy keeps getting stuck on this corner. Speaking of faulty crash detection, like this doesn't look.
It's a tricky corner.
Doesn't
man.
look right. Yeah. Doesn't look quite right to me. What if I do this? Nothing. And then he. Okay, forget that. I'm gonna just go this way.
So why wouldn't you be able to get up there? 'Cause you already have the boots. What would?
I think I need to freeze an enemy and stand on them, but none of the enemies are cooperating, so I'm just gonna go over here instead. Using my amazing screw attack, I can just...
I should just get really good at Metroid and like beat it, like speedrun it next time.
That would be really funny if you fire up Metroid next time and just like run laps around me.
Well, I mean, I wonder if there's, trickery. I mean, so for instance, way back, early start was like Zelda 2. And I don't use it in any of the runs, but in Zelda 2 there's a way to... I hate when I like start a talk right before that and then I have to like shut up to dodge, but in Zelda 2 there is a way to basically warp ahead. You could make the argument, I'd say 3 palaces basically. And so there are 6 palaces in the game, so you can see how being able to warp yourself to the 3rd one could be a huge advantage early, which it is. And so I wouldn't be shocked if, like in Metroid, there was something like that, where like you could just, like teleport through the wall to Mother Brain. I'll look that up in a sec.
Yeah, there probably is. And now that you mention it, I think that's what we were talking about that got us on magic tricks, is difficult to do versus a dumb trick that's easy to do.
Thank you. You actually got... Holy cow. Yeah, like if you watch speedruns...
Yeah, and some of those speedrun tricks are really hard to do, right? They're hard to pull off. And that's why you see a lot of like...
Tool assisted.
Tool assisted, exactly. And so I don't know many in this game. Like I said, haven't seen any speedruns or anything. But I know Super Metroid has some tricks you can do to do sequence breaking and beat the game faster. And I've tried doing some of those, and they take a lot of practice. Some of them are just really hard to do.
I do think for next, regardless, I mean, I hope I can, like I said, giving us maybe another 20 minutes. I would hope that maybe on 5 or 6 tries I can beat Mike Tyson. I was actually doing pretty well the last one. I just like missed 2 easy I missed the 2 gimme dodges before doing well, which is embarrassing.
I've made it to the door. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. So I was kind of wondering the other day, what was the first video game to have music? Have they always had music? Like Pong didn't. I don't think Space Invaders did it? Now I was kind of wondering about that, because like video game music is kind of interesting. Like, because we were going through the Mega Man games, and the Mega Man games do have some of the best music on the Nintendo for sure, and is just really good video game music. And I think you mentioned that on your podcast. It was brought up that there are even like covers of like Mega Man music, and Punch Out also has really good music.
Punch Out is great. Capcom in general, because I was gonna say.
Yeah. I feel like I should be able to do something here, but I don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna go back. But yeah, so I was thinking about like video game music, and Metroid has kind of interesting music because it's a really old game, and maybe I'm giving it too much credit, but the music is pretty smart, really, for this kind of game, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if there were games this exploration heavy previously, where you're just kind of wandering around this dark area, and so it's not like this fast, hyper, in-your-face kind of music. And this song maybe isn't a great example, but some of the other places is a lot more subtle, just sort of like background music. And I don't know, it probably wasn't such a big jump to put music in video games, right? Because like movies, of course, had music. Like other arcade type games like slot machines, I'm assuming are older than video games, and they probably had something to get your attention. But like I said, I don't know what I'm talking about, so.
The only reason I'm not answering is I'm on Mike Tyson, so I'm focusing. So that's nice. The bummer. Is I'm like, this is a very interesting conversation. Can't go with you.
And here's something else interesting that I don't want to distract you from Mike Tyson for. But for all my viewers, this room is pretty cool, because this is on my way to Kraid. So the first boss in Metroid. And what's cool about it is, if you use your imagination, Kraid kind of looks like this room, and this room shows up in like other games too. Kraid always has kind of like an intro,
because it looks kind of like like a mouth there.
Yeah. I mean, in like this room, obviously looks like a monster. You can. Oh, and here's Kraid. Oh, he's right behind this door, and I do not have enough health to fight him. But I have no choice. I must continue on. Can I just leave? Oh, you can just walk away from the boss fight.
What sucks in here, and I just keep missing, is like the timing to get the stars at the start of this thing. I just do not have yet.
Okay. The timing, like when fighting him, or is it like another like clock thing? Okay.
Well, it's slightly different on.
I don't even know if I have missiles to beat Kraid. Oops. Oh no. This is something that just makes this game take forever, and just shooting guys that respawn forever to very slowly get your health and missiles back. And I remember as a kid spending so much time doing this in Metroid 2 on my Game Boy, just walking into a room, shooting a guy, walking back out, making him respawn.
So this is the bot, like...
Yeah, I'm about to fight Kraid.
So how far from the end would you reckon you are at this point?
Of the game?
Yes.
So there's Kraid, and then Ridley, and then Mother Brain. and so I guess this would put me a third. I've got quite a few of the items. I'm sure there's lots more missiles and stuff to pick up. I don't know how many energy tanks there are. But as far as like the big items go, there's another weapon. The wave beam, I think. That replaces the ice beam. And then of course you need the ice beam again to fight the Metroids. So there's a little back and forth. But yeah, probably a third. So for me, you know, 6 more weeks and I'll have this beat. I don't know. I might sometime between now and when we next stream, I might go through again and just try to actually familiarize myself with where I am, at least up to this point. Because especially playing and then not looking at it for 2 weeks.
Good God.
I know this is. I know I'm gonna like die too. Like I'm so tempted to use
So
like
you
a
still-
save
you
state. But that's
So how much can you farm at this? Okay, so so let me check this. You are about to go fight the boss. You're allowed to go in and out. Can you get out that door? Are you allowed to leave?
yeah. I did that. I walked in there. Kraid was there. He started shooting at me.
No,
I
but
just-
can you go the other way?
Yeah, you can go. You can leave.
But are you just farming here before him?
Yeah, I'm
like-
just trying to get health. Because there's no save points. And I walked in there with most of my health gone. and I have fought this guy in the past. I've gotten to Kraid before. And I don't know the strategy. I just sit there and take a whole bunch of damage and shoot a lot of missiles.
How do you spell Kraid?
Kraid.
Yeah, I was going to say the one unfortunate part, I have no idea what that accent was, on trying to play like just Mike Tyson. Like the rest of the game, I can like talk through almost all of Mike Tyson. Okay, well, that's why this is awesome. It's like other Kraid.
Oh yeah, that's from Dread.
That's sweet.
Yeah, Dread's a good game. Yeah, Kraid shows up in a lot of the games too.
Kraid throws talons from their head, shoot them out of the air with missiles. Kraid tosses their head back and spitches a bunch of balls at you, a few of which will be on fire. Your best bet is to avoid them, run around, and with your power beam pointed up.
That's Metroid Dread though.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Yeah, that doesn't help me at all. It doesn't do any of those things.
Yeah, well, dude, try to give that a try.
Alright, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna try. Alright, these guys have stopped giving me power-ups. Alright, I'm gonna go fight Kraid. I'm doing it since we're getting close to the end of our stream anyway. Alright. Here I am, Kraid.
I'm not a Kraid. I repeat, I'm not a Kraid.
I'm sorry I heard that.
What?
Like, I don't know when to dodge. I don't... Oh, then he turns around, he shoots him out his back when you go out. That's cheating. See, I'm almost out of missiles. I feel like half of these
here's the
aren't
good
even
news.
hitting him.
This is the hardest boss in the game.
Really? Alright,
But
I'm
there's a way to beat him
out
that
of
is-
missiles.
Have the ice beam and a couple of missiles. When Kraid turns his head back and shoots spikes, freeze the spikes with the ice beam, then shoot him with a couple of missiles. Remember, the spikes will defreeze, so hurry up. Okay.
Oh, well, maybe I should have done that. Yeah, well, I'm out of missiles, and if he only takes damage from missiles... Now I'm
Do you have to
stuck.
leave again?
I'm stuck in the... Like, get out of here! Alright. Now this thing's gonna kill me before I even have a chance to shoot it. Wow, that thing just kind of left. Well, that was Not great. No, as soon as I walk out here, I'm gonna die. Cause this guy's, yeah, he's gonna hit me before I can. Oh no! Wow, I should have just died on Kraid.
Oh, that would have been better.
All right, well.
How long does it take you to get back? Or are you calling it good? I could go either way.
It would take me a little while because I have to walk there, and as always, I only start with 30 health, so I'll have to pick that up on the way somehow. Just saving my state here. I can't even remember how I got to him.
Maybe look that up before next time.
No, I will. It must have been. It must have been through this door I was trying to get through. That must be where I got to him. Which I now know how to get in when these guys cooperate with me. But yeah, I wonder if I should go looking for more missiles before I fight him again. I've also only got 2 missiles, and I'm already in this poison sand.
Okay. Can't win, Doc. He's probably right. Bad health.
Okay, yeah, I think it was right down here.
I knocked him down, but see, like right there, I'm supposed.
Go on.
I'm supposed to get a star, and I just don't quite have the timing. There we go.
Okay, yeah, so I know how to get to Kraid from where I start. But I'm not sure if I have what it takes. What do you think, Doc?
Oh, you got there fast.
Yeah, I guess he's not that far away.
And what was that?
Now
Like,
that
it would take me a while. It took you less than 1 round of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but now I don't have any health or missiles, so I can't actually go fight him. Which is the problem.
Oh, come on. Oh, that was a mistake on my part. I was supposed to wait for the next one.
Let me try doing the missile thing, see if I can survive long enough to...
I actually had a real good shot there that I blew because I got impatient.
Bummer.
Okay, I'm going to do one more time. So, 1 more shot at Mike Tyson, 1 more shot at Kraid, and then that's it. How's that sound?
That sounds good. Yeah, let's just create another practice here.
Okay. Alright, so watch, we're both going to win. Mitty has to go to bed. So now that you're gone, now that you're not watching.
Alright.
So thanks for sticking with us.
See you, Mitty. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Alright, once again, these guys have stopped giving me power-ups. See if I can get some more from here, if I'm just going to take more damage and undo all my hard work. Yes, I am. Oh, he's not doing the... See, at least those hopper guys will at least sometimes give you... Oh, and then these guys hit you through the wall. Sometimes the hopper guys will give you a health power-up that gives you 20 health instead of 5. And they look the same as far as I can tell. You can't tell which ones give you more health. Okay. I've got one health tank.
One health tank.
Yeah.
Remember, you freeze the things and then missile, or I don't know, something.
They're just blocking. Alright, I think I need to freeze him further away from him. Ah, now I'm stuck on... Oh my god. What a disaster. Fantastic. Alright.
All right, well, you can see if I can beat Mike Tyson. I'm actually in a good spot, but we'll see.
Oops. Okay, so that was the 9 trick you were talking about. I won't ask you to respond because I know you're concentrating.
I have no idea what happened there. That's just bad. Seems unlikely. My response time is just a little off. That's the ball game. All right, not bad though. As far as I've gotten on stream. So next,
Very nice. Okay.
for sure, we're gonna get this next time. All right. Anything you want to end up on?
No, not really. I guess next time our goal is to beat Mike Tyson and to beat Kraid.
I think what my hope will be is I'll try and beat Mike Tyson. I'm actually really curious on this, so I'm just going to pop. Let's see if Steam pops up in front of this window if I open it up. It's taking its sweet time. Oh, by the way, this is an interesting point. So, Metroid NES maps. Let's throw this out. So, like, this is like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, good God, you have. Wait. Okay, man, this is actually tempting now. With apologies, because according to this, if you beat the game in under an hour, you have now given me incentive here to try and see. So we've done like multiple weeks, but the other rule is I would have to start by I've got to beat Mike Tyson on stream. But if you see, I'm scrolling around. This is what Landon is going through. This is the whole map.
Right.
Good God. All right.
Yeah, and there's a lot of backtracking and going all over the place, which is fine. You know, that's fun. It's just hard when you're completely lost and you don't know if you're somewhere new or backtracking.
Metroid. What's the best way to just like play?
To play Metroid?
Play Metroid, Nintendo. Play Metroid. Because you're doing like through a thing. Play Metroid on Windows.
Yeah, I'm actually still playing it on emulator because I wasn't sure if my little Nintendo is cooperating.
This one's got 5 stars. Let's see. Oh, look at how many kilobits it's taken. Oh my goodness. It's all the kilobits.
There's no way it was that many kilobits.
I'm only going at 10 kilobits per second. What is this nonsense? What world am I living in?
Yeah, it's taking you back to 1986.
7.2 kilobits per second. No.
Yeah, it's very slow.
What? This is nonsense. I'm upset. I'm kind of sad. It doesn't look like there's just a straight Metroid on search on Steam. Sorry.
Yeah, that's not surprising. But
all right. Well, I'm done with that nonsense. All right.
Okay.
We'll maybe see if there's a way to do that. Anyway. All right, sir. You have a good night. I'll talk to you next time.
Sounds good.
Oh
It's been
yeah,
fun.
don't forget to like, subscribe,
Oh yeah, yeah. Like and subscribe. Follow
RixterGT.
Nerd Numbers, and check out his podcast Nerd. Um,
Sounds
yeah.
good.
So yeah.
All right, we'll see you next time.
All right. Later.